Thank you for being here, especially after the lunch break. I hope you guys have enough coffee. If not, please take some coffee and stay with us. I appreciate your attention on stage. I'm going to talk about today, or I will keep it sweet and short, hopefully, about PhalaNetwork's latest tooling called PHAT contract, as already introduced, how to make smart contracts smarter. And I would like to explain you how we can revolutionize your Web3 use cases. So for this, I would like to know who of you guys is actually working on building Web3 dApps, dev builders, not protocols. Okay, some of you. Yeah? Very good, very nice. You are the guys are the people that you want to talk to, and you should definitely pay attention to what we're presenting here today. I'm Zoe. I'm VP of Growth and Partner at PhalaNetwork, and I'm also the Global Head Director for Polkadot. So I've been in this space in Polkadot, in the Polkadot ecosystem, and I like to say I've grown up in the Polkadot ecosystem since 2018. And since almost, these 5 years, 5.5 years almost now, being in this space, we have seen a lot of transformation in Web3 use cases. Some of you guys might know or might be familiar with this kind of user journey. Web3 use cases are becoming much more complex, right? We need many more different chains. We want to go actually from cross-chain, multi-chain, now we go omni-chain. A lot of evolution in the wording that we actually put into the Web3 space as well. And we want to connect to more chains and also more off-chain information. A lot of use cases, I mean, especially in DeFi, right? Let's look to Uniswap. You want to connect to different chains. In gaming, you want to have information from different chains. But also, very important to have information from off-chain to on-chain. And how you can do this as of now, you can use centralized oracles, or maybe you can't even access this information. Another use case is also Web3 social, right? Where you have a lot of information in APIs. You need API data to actually feed this into your smart contract to execute this information on chain. So smart contracts are great, but they have a lot of limitations. And the limitations are that they unfortunately cannot communicate really or in real time with the off-chain world. So that's why we at PhalaNetwork have developed a very innovative program, and we call it PHAT contract. So PHAT contract, as the name says, is a contract, but it actually is not replacing smart contracts. PHAT contracts makes smart contracts actually smarter, meaning we provide more benefits and more rich features like the word PHAT to your smart contracts. In short, PHAT contract is a program that runs on our off-chain cloud model, and it has a lot of very powerful features. Again, smart contracts are powerful itself, but with PHAT contract itself, you can actually access the internet. So this is very powerful for Web3 use case, right? You have all the information on chain, but your smart contracts cannot communicate with this environment. So PHAT contract runs in our secure off-chain environment, and through this, you can simply send HTTPS requests. You can communicate with any Web2 API data and feed this directly into your smart contract via PHAT contract. So this enables a lot of new use cases for Web3, which we also just learned needs a lot of omni-chain connectivity. PHAT contract runs in our secure off-chain network, we also involve parity and Polkadot, but we want to provide this computation and this service to any chain. So we have an omni-chain approach. This PHAT contract can communicate with any chain. Is it EVM or substrate based? We put a lot of effort into actually the usability of PHAT contracts. So we have developed a lot of templates that you can actually deploy this contract in minutes. I hope I can show you this in a second. And PhalaNetwork is a cloud computation protocol. So through PHAT contract, you always get verifiable computation. You can always verify that this information executed is actually real. Here you already see a little screenshot of the beautiful user interface. Really, it's like almost no code what we developed here. And we have very bright minds in our team, right? And we wanted to use or develop a tool that can be used by any developer from any background. Is it substrate based, is it EVM based, or in their environment, but also is it a junior or senior developer. Meaning we call PhalaNetwork. As mentioned, blueprints are these specific or use case specific templates. And as you can see here, it's actually very simple user interface. Our first use case as blueprint is an on-request oracle. So you actually just configure the information that you need and you execute the solidity contract or in contract if you go level deeper. So what we will try to do here, we want to empower you guys as developers to convert any API, any option information into on-chain oracles. Meaning we provide tooling to create programmable oracles that you don't have to fall back to any centralized solutions or need any middleman that actually provides this information. This is of course a big marketing term, how you contract an oracle in 5 minutes, but I promise you we can check out the demo afterwards. It just takes 5 minutes because it's a low-code, almost low-code solution. They click, drag and drop, we copy-paste the contract information. What you do, you pick what you need. You have the solidity contract, copy-paste. You can customize it a little bit in JavaScript also. If you got more information from the API that you actually provide. And then you can create a state compute model. So you need our token as of now to actually get the computation power. And then, of course, you can track all this information and the usage of the PHAT contract itself. You see the naming here, Lens API Oracle. That's actually our first blueprint that we have developed for the Lens ecosystem, which is the biggest Web3 social protocol at the moment, in not the Polkadot ecosystem, but the EVM-based chain, which also showcase our omni-chain compatibility. This was a demo, but I don't think it's working right now. So if you want to see the demo, please reach out to me afterwards. I will be here and happy to walk you through. And again, to zoom in, it really only takes you 10 lines to create your programmable oracle, copy paste in the no-code in the no-code UI. If you are an advanced Rust or Ink developer, of course, we invite you also to go a level deeper and develop PHAT contract itself. So who's actually using PHAT contract? Of course, we have some use cases here already. Some of you guys might actually know or recognize this logo, Privadex. They are an ecosystem team that have created a DEX aggregator on Polkadot. They also use Moonbeam and different other parachains. And they developed on PHAT contract itself. So they are Ink or Rust experts. They were able to actually execute PHAT contract on low level. However, for people that can't write Rust, we actually provided a Lens API Oracle for the EVM world, which we called the Lens API Oracle Blueprint. And other ideas that are currently being developed in the Phala Builders program, the PBP. So we have two other people that are actually, or two other teams that are currently developing great use cases based on PHAT contract itself. If you're interested to build with PHAT contract, a little catalog of ideas here. So again, it's omni-chain compatible, any use case that you can actually imagine of, right? As you see here, we have DeFi, social, Web2 to Web3 Connect. The bot or the push notification idea is also very interesting. We in Phala at the moment have started to work or to develop the first blueprint for Web3 social. We see it as a very powerful or hyped area in our industry at the moment, and maybe a bit fresher than DeFi, but of course, there are a lot of opportunities for DeFi itself as well. So for everyone that does not or is not too familiar with PhalaNetwork itself, actually, how can we enable all of this, right? How can actually PHAT contract live on this kind of blockchain or computation cloud? It's actually all based on our very innovative architecture. PhalaNetwork itself is a parachain on Polkadot. And what we do, we actually separate the consensus, which runs on our blockchain, from the actual computation, which runs in a secure off-chain network, which is visualized by this black layer here. This layer 2 is actually all hosted on trusted execution environments. So we expand the consensus from the blockchain and the off-chain network, through which we then can provide verifiable computation in off-chain. And as explained before, we have an omni-chain approach. So all information or all this computation power is accessible from any chain. And why do we provide this?
or why do we also want to provide this to any chain, is mainly based on these numbers, because we are very proud to say that we are the biggest Web3 computation cloud based on number of nodes at the moment. So we really want to provide this kind of computation to any ecosystem. Almost 200,000 virtual CPU. And this is very powerful. And also to clarify that we mainly focus on the CPU power and not the storage, because we want to enable dev developers to make usage of this computation power. This computation, or CPU, is actually secured by 26,000 online workers that all run on secure enclaves. And of course, we have some cross-chain transactions with other private chains via XCM, and several accounts that are actually based on Phala and Kala, or Kusama private chain, and also EVM accounts. And if you're interested in PHAT contract, I saw that there were some dev builders, so please feel free to scan this code and check out our docs, because we put a lot of attention and love into this documentation, and we would be very happy to welcome you to our ecosystem, but also to see an application from you guys in our Builders program, and then guide you through the usage of PHAT contract itself. Of course, our Discord for community. And that's all from my side today. Thank you so much for your attention, and I will be here available to talk more about PHAT contract. Thank you so much.